All right, moving on here. The last couple of things that we need to do are to take this volume and extrude it back along the direction of the normal so that it gets some depth to it. We're going to extrude it of a magnitude of what the height of our object or hardware piece is, and then we're going to actually just use that box that it generates to create, to basically box morph it in. So let's just go ahead and do that. So the ruled surface is the surface that we're going to extrude. So let's jump up to surface freeform and bring in extrude. Now again, extrude is going to need the geometry to extrude, and it's going to need an extrusion direction and an extrusion magnitude. So this theoretically should be really easy. We need the vector amplitude. So the ruled surface is going to be the surface that goes in. The vector that we're going to, oh, that's the other side. So the vector itself that we're going to generate here is going to be from the normal, which I don't recall if I actually created. No, I didn't. So let me go grab that tool. We're going to use that custom tool that we generated, surface normal. And I'll just grab it from this and plug the normal into the vector. Now it comes preloaded with a certain value, which we may or may not actually want. So, and I know that we don't, we want to use down here the height. So I'll copy and paste this and make a wireless connection. And plug that here. The last thing I think that I need to fix before I actually take this box and morph something into it is right here I modified the depth length to be twice the length, and so you'll notice that the proportions of this box looks a little skinny and a little long. That's because our height and our width have not been modified yet. So go ahead and put an expression on both of these for x times 2. That actually doesn't look right to me, but yeah, that doesn't look right to me. Hang on. So this one is 0.9. This one came out to be 1.0. Maybe it is. Maybe it just looks funny because of the perspective. Anyway, so let's give it a shot and see how it looks. So I'm going to go to my extrusion, and this is going to take the place of the box that we're going to morph this thing into. So down here, I'm hoping that the orientation is set up properly. Where was that? Let's go back to here. So here are the basics of what we've got going on here. We have the box that was originally measured, and then we have the morph function. So the morph function is the previous morph function. We don't need that anymore. In fact, you can break that. I'm going to go up here to the front, and I'm going to do a morph. So I'll go to transform and morph, and I'll bring box morph in. So we're going to work backwards on this one. I already know that this extrusion is my target box. So I'll plug the extrusion into the target box. Then I need to set the reference box, which is going to be back here under this bounding box. So in fact, I can create a wireless connection for this, and I'll do that with param and box. I'll plug this in here. I'm going to call this B box. Or you could call it reference box, something like that. And then make a wireless link and bring it over. So bbox is my reference box. Yep, bbox. And then lastly, the actual brep that you referenced in, you can make a copy and a wireless connection of that as well. And that should plug into G. So when you zoom in, we got an error, it seems. We're morphing the wrong direction. Oh no. Let me turn some of this stuff off so I can see it. Well, that's unfortunate. So I think what I'm going to do here, what's going to happen is, because the bounding box and the fact that I deconstructed the bounding box and referenced it all in that way, it gave me the wrong orientation. So rather than reorienting this bounding box, which may reorient my measurements, I'm going to go through and create a duplicate B-box. And I'll just drag it all the way over here. So this B-box is going to take the B-rep and I'm going to modify the plane. So I'm going to reorient this. Sorry, whoops. Actually, let me try something else. Let's see if I reorient the bounding box to be aligned to surface. No, it's the other direction. Ugh. Hang on. I need to simplify this for you guys. All right, so resuming on with the video, guys. Here, this is what I did. So I looked back at what I did that was successful, and I tried to identify what the variables were. Right. So the objective here is I've created a new target box. Okay, the target box is the key. That's the one that I did all of the extrusions and offsets in order to generate. So it's an exact size of the box previous. Here, what I had to do was I copied the bounding box, and notice how this one isn't connected anymore. It's because I didn't plug this bounding box in, because this bounding box was tied to specifically this brep, which if I modified the plane, could potentially modify these dimensions, because it would change the side that it's reading. Possibly. So what I did was I created an exclusive brep connection. So that one came off of this. So I copied the brep with a wireless connection. This is the original brep. I connected it with a bounding box, which I used as my reference box. And that reference box is the one that I reoriented using my plane orientations. Okay? So now you notice that this is exactly the same size as the one that I generated down below. There are no confusing, you know, squeezes and disproportionalities to it. It's exactly the right size and proportion. All right, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to stop this video and try to clean this up to make it a little bit more palatable for you guys here.